Hey, what's up? It's James Tipton, and welcome to the Invincibility Mastermind. Today, we're going to be going over how to be an invincible producer. This is the first in a series of 8 invincibility tip live coaches where I'm going to be giving you all of these tips to create an invincible brand, right? Um, to make your vision, your passion, your discipline, your conscience invincible, right? So that you can go out there, any place in the world, any niche, any business, any passion, and as you're moving towards your goal, your destination, right, you can move with more and more invincibility, right? And I'm going to be going over more about what that means because many business owners, many marketers, they get up on the internet, they start doing their business, and what happens? There's obstacle, there's objection, there's distraction, there's all of these things in our way, right? So what we're going to be going over here now is actually how to remove all obstacles in your path so you can achieve your will with the most success and the least energy and effort involved. So the Invincibility Mastermind is actually an inner circle for the Empower Mentoring crew. We go through this program. Maybe you're familiar with it. Some people are going through the program now, and this is great. This live talk, the knowledge that I'm going to be dumping into your earlobes here tonight is going to help you further understand and experience more results, more success, more pleasure, more joy from the program. There's other people also watching this that haven't started the program yet, don't know what the program is, and that's okay. You're going to be getting more information to help you make the best decision about where you want to go with your life's path, with your business. Listening to this live talk. So, what is it that we do here? We do digital publishing, new media marketing, and leadership development. So, a lot of you are wondering, some of you are making this happen a little bit more and more. And some of you have just been watching what has been going on through social media. Maybe you've been following Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, however, you've been getting this information, however, you found me and have been paying attention, following me. You see me like riding horses, jumping into streams, just traveling across the countryside, right? I've been all over the world, France, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Costa Rica, places in South America. And I haven't had a job in like 9 years, right? So how is it that I do this? And how is it that this company, right? It's not just me, right? We have a company of hundreds of thousands of members that do this work of digital publishing, new media marketing, and leadership development, and they're able to create this life of freedom, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to give you a little bit more information, and maybe you're curious in one of these different aspects here. We know that there's like the spiritual people, right? That listen to their conscience and they feel this empowering role to leave a legacy, right? We know that there's these emotional beings that want to align themselves more with their passion, so they can live a life in love, right? Do the things that they love, right? We help these people too. We also help the intellectual people who love to learn, right? Because we need to learn more about what it is that we're doing. Your paycheck is going to be determined by the difficulty of problems that you can solve, right? So we want you to solve more difficulty problems. So we help you learn, right? And there's those people that want to live, right? Maybe you want to have a better lifestyle for yourself. You want to make more money, right? So you can see your income disclosure for all income claims. But what I can tell you is that you can get on this live cast tonight. We're doing a special live cast at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be going over for people that are new, people that are interested, how you can make $5 grand in the next 21 days. We also have a 6-figure mentoring course to get you, your business, your brand up into 6 figures and beyond, right? So pay attention. This is important stuff. I'm going to begin dropping knowledge bombs at you for the rest of this live talk. And at any time during the talk, you can click one of the links below, get more information, start the program. And when you do, you're going to get a personal invitation from me or one of our team members are going to get on the phone with you and give you a personal one-on-one mentoring session. Because what it is that we really do here is we introduce you to knowledge, right? We have these knowledge products. We have this team of experts that are some of the best, right, at what they do around the world, right? We're able to get these incredible experts to give you this knowledge. And then you come here, you meet with me, one of our team members, and we're going to strategize with you of how to apply that knowledge so that you can go out and execute the results that you want. So what happens is we have these agreements that we make. We have these 8 commitments that if you understand these commitments, you don't need a boss. You don't need anyone to tell you what to do because you know what it is that you have to do to be sustainable, have a sustainable business, have a sustainable operation. So understanding these 8 commitments in Invincibility, right? We look at the depth to which we arise in these commitments. So, a bit about me, my past coming at here, why you should pay attention to me is I come from a couple different schools, right? I'm a teacher coming out of the University of California, Santa Cruz. So I have a very Western BA education, right? And all of the knowledge coming out of the University of California school system. Then I have a rather different set of information that comes from where I studied for my master's degree in business sustainability. I went to an international university, the Maharishi University of Management, that teaches yoga, that teaches meditation in alignment with their business practices. And there I learned how consciousness is actually the basis of all education. And we have this book there that we read there called The Dawn of Total Knowledge. And one of the classes that I excelled at, I became an expert in this field of complex adaptive systems. And what this knowledge allowed me to do is take information, knowledge sets from all of these different gurus, all of the top leaders, and arrive at a place of simplicity, a place of quintessence, where all of the knowledge, all of the information that were gathered, we get at a singularity, right? When you tap into unified consciousness, you can see the similarities between all of these different aspects, these steps, these commitments. So that's what we're going to be doing in the Invincibility Mastermind, is seeing how the core commitments that we must acknowledge for to empower our business, to empower ourselves, to empower the communities, how other teachers, how other gurus, mentors interpret these same 8 aspects. So as we're going into the first one, right, of being a product of the product, right, being a producer, how to be an invincible producer, we're going to look at a few different things. We're going to look at the psychology that you must have going into this, also the spiritual quotient you must have going into this, being a producer, right? We also look at the wealth building asset that's associated with this, because it's not about the money, right? It's not about the money. It's about creating assets that create the result, right? We're also going to be looking at highly effective habits for going about this commitment, for going about this task, right? And we are going to be looking at, see, how all of these things connect with yoga, right? The unity of all aspects. And so the purpose of knowing all this, what you're going to get out of this, and why you should pay attention, watch the whole thing to the end. I'm not going to keep you too long. Is that this is actually going to create for you a standard for your sustainability. And with this standard rating system, you're going to be able to rate yourself on how well you perform and carry out this commitment. Does that make sense? Is that all good with everyone? Are you cool with that? If we go through that, I know you guys are going to get tons of value out of this. Take super notes. And this is just going to turn into, gold mines for you. So write at me down below in the discussion area if there's anything that you want me to cover or go into more detail for you. Tell me what's on your mind. What are your questions? What are you concerned about? You can also personal message me. I know a lot of you prefer to personal message me on Facebook. It's also good to share things publicly in the discussion, create social proof. That's awesome. You could meet new people that you could introduce your value to. Sure. So talk up a storm and pay attention while I'm going over this with you. So being an invincible producer. What does that mean to be a producer? I come from a background in the film and digital media business, where I used to be a producer's assistant to film companies in the Santa Cruz area. I worked with Sunwood Entertainment, Wild Mouse Productions, and that's where I learned how to calculate budgets in the millions, right? So I think of being a producer, I think of creating, film production, actually building something that you're going to offer to the marketplace. Here's what we do. Production has a little bit of a different definition. We say being a producer is actually producing a sale. So what it is we do on the internet, in digital publishing, new media marketing, and leadership development is actually when we ask you to be a producer, to activate this first invincibility tip that I'm throwing out at you. It's actually to reach down deep inside yourself and actually pull out your inner entrepreneur, right? To acknowledge that you are actually the one that determines your success by the rate of production that you do. So I want you to imagine now this consciousness of the employee. Like you could be in a cubicle or an office. I'm kind of in an office right now. This is actually a sound stage. A sound room. I'm actually in a library right now because I'm traveling. I'm I've been bathing in springs. I feel cleaner than I've ever felt in my life. You ever bathed in a wild stream, right? I got Dr. Bronner's soap, so I can just scrub myself in the cold river water. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get in the cold water. You have to yell courage, courage, and you jump into the cold icy stream and you get the suds all in there, and it's all natural soap, so it's fine for the fishes and the environment. But then I found that you can come into these libraries, cafes. There's places everywhere that has Wi-Fi that you can come in and do your great work, right? I love the saying, home is where the heart is. I definitely believe that. Also, home is where the Wi-Fi is. So, high five to free Wi-Fi providers. This is office, but imagine you don't have the freedom like I have. Imagine you're an employee and you work for someone else, and you're just getting this stress, right? And you're not living your dharma, right? You're not in your purpose. You're not doing the thing that your spirit is telling you should do. You're doing something that someone else is telling you to do, and maybe you have to work longer hours than you want. Maybe you're forced to do this because you have to pay bills, look after your family, keep a roof over your head, buy food, whatever your reason is. Imagine the employee and imagine them having an awakening of spirit, an awakening of conscious, and discovering suddenly, yes, there is something that I want to devote my time for. I feel this consciousness erupting inside of me. Maybe you're feeling some conscious erupting inside of you now, and you're starting to have this activation where you're you know what? I know what my spirit, what my soul is telling me to do. I have this message that I have to put out, and I want you to do something for me and agree to give yourself some time to devote to this spiritual aspect and fulfill this quotient, right? And be a producer. Produce it. Produce your story, your vision, right? What it is you're passionate about. Have discipline about taking some time to produce your vision, your passion. Write it down, right? Shoot a video, share, record an audio, take some pictures, show people, begin this process of devoting some time to your spiritual aspect, right? This is where you can imagine the employee just like, busting off his student tie. You don't see him wearing a tie or something. This is like, so I'm actually an undercover millionaire, and I wear pretty nice clothes. I have some nice, like, shirts and stuff that I like to wear, collared shirts. And my buddy invited me to this festival, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you can't wear that. We have to, like, we're going undercover. We have to dress like, bums, like hobos and stuff." So this is the best I can dress, like a hobo, my undercover millionaire garb. This is actually a shirt from the Empower Revolution event, where I was actually cast last year. I was a part of the cast. That was so fun in Lake Las Vegas. But this is my swag. I'm not wearing a suit and tie. So imagine the employee, right, having this sudden realization, jumping up out of his little cubicle or his office, ripping off of his tie, and just having that spiritual awakening. This is the personality, the kind of the mindset of the reformer, right? This is kind of the mindset that we go into this first tip, this first commitment, is thinking about how we reform things, because maybe we're thinking that others' ideas aren't necessarily the best for our values right now, and we're thinking we want to make some changes, right? This is the teacher, right? See, I have some notes here. The activist, the crusader, the moralist, the perfectionist, the organizer. This is the kind of mindset that you want to have going into this, becoming an invincible producer, right? So maybe you're starting to get serious. Maybe all of a sudden something struck inside you. Now you're like, okay, I'm going to take this serious, right? Take yourself serious, no nonsense. And maybe you're tired of being honest and having objections about yourself. Be determined to follow your conscience no matter what the cost, right? Yeah. There's some part of you inside you that can be wild, right? And this judge that's inside of yourself, maybe this judge has been giving you a hard time, being hard on you. Maybe the judge has been recognizing some things that are worthy of some rewards, right? Maybe you feel like you deserve a greater price, that you're worth more, right? And laugh, right? This is a great time to laugh. We have to remember to laugh more than the average person. Because I think things are funny all the time. Some people, they don't think any. So it's this balance, right? You got to be serious, you got to laugh at the same time. So be inspired to be greater than you are right now, right? And you don't have to understand so much why other people are so lax, right? Let other people go. If other people want to go watch TV, other people want to be unproductive, let them go, right? This is your time to start being serious about your passion, right? So, I mean, maybe it's that thing that does make you laugh and feel exuberant inside. Start being serious about that. So much depends on you getting things done, right? So this demands that you become more organized, you become more methodical. You have a personal mission. I'm not going to tell you what it is. maybe you already know, maybe you'll have some time to develop this mission, but be aware of your personal mission, right? Maybe it's even a calling, right, to your higher self. Maybe you believe that there's something extraordinary and that only you know what it is. What else here? Okay. Don't be so hard on mistakes, right? You're going to make some mistakes here. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. So, you don't need to be extremely thorough to make sure that things are being done properly. A lot of your life, and I'm reading this here, you have to believe that, you know what's right and you know what's wrong. Okay. I believe that you do. I believe that you know what's right for yourself. Sometimes we just need to get in contact with a mentor. Sometimes we just need a little extra nudge. Sometimes you just need to be a little bit more aware. But this time, right, having a hard time, just leave it alone. If you're having a hard time with anything, you don't need to worry about that. Just stop. Right? Move to what's more pleasurable. Move to what's more exciting. Okay, so there's all of these responsibilities on your shoulder now, right? You have all these commitments. You have to run your own business. You're not an employee anymore. No one's telling you what to do. You're free, right? And freedom, at first you think you can do anything you want. Now you understand to maintain your freedom, you have all of these responsibilities. So, may God protect you. um, so let human nobility, let grace under pressure be your guides. Right. This is the personality. This is the kind of mindset that we go into thinking about this. And this is great. This is great. You're reforming. People around you are starting to change, right? So, when you have your business, your value, your offer that you're presenting to people, right? You want to change them. You want them to be better. You want there to be a better world. What I want to leave you with, this mindset, this personality type, is you can be fully spoken about your vision, your mission, this higher calling that you want to share with others. And if other people are want to be lazy, if other people aren't gonna take what you're passionate about as seriously, just let them go. Let them be. We have this miraculous tool here as we use new media marketing to be able to just bring in the people that are interested, bring in the people that want to get involved, that really want to change, right? And if they don't, don't talk to them. Don't worry about it. It's okay. um so how are you guys doing? You getting this? Is this making sense? You understand kind of this reformer mindset that we go into being a producer, right? So we're scratching the surface a little bit. We got the personality. Now we're going to go into more of the habits that we form to be really effective as a producer. Then I'm going to share with you some Eastern principles, some philosophies on this tip, how we equip this using yoga, unity. I'm going to give you 5 tips that will actually allow you to become an invincible producer. Are you excited about being an invincible producer? No one else can say that, right? That like your production is invincible. When you're done by this hangout, you can actually tell people, you know what? I got these tips from James Tipton, and he showed me how to actually be an invincible producer. You just got to do these 5 things. I'm going to share with you that at the end of this webinar. But first off, those aren't going to make any sense if you're not forming good habits, because we can teach you all of these things about, how to be a digital publisher, how to do new media marketing, how to be a leader, right? But if you're not forming the right habits, right, you're not doing the right action, you're not going to get any results, right? So what I want you to think now is about all of the times in your life when you're reacting to things versus when you're being proactive. So think of like someone cuts you off the road and you all of a sudden get like enraged and you're like, you know, uh, I'm not going to swear here, but if you've ever had road rage, sometimes you like swear at people, you're reacting, right? And sometimes in our businesses, we share maybe a piece of media and we really think that, this is a hot lead and they're gonna love the program. And then for whatever reason, um, they don't want to get started. We want to react to it in a way. So we need to think about, when are we reacting? When are we being proactive? So examples of being reactive is saying things like, I can't, I don't know how, how to, you know, when we come into these problems, right? Most people will run into a roadblock in their business. They'll be like, uh, you know, okay, so you need to send an email out to your list, and they're like, I don't know how, right? Uh, Here it is. This page. I'm gonna share this part with you on reacting versus proacting. Okay, so there's basically a number of things that I just want you to delete from your vocabulary, right? If you're working with the Invincibility Mastermind here with the Empower Mentoring Crew, there's a few phrases that I never want you to use ever, in your day-to-day life, in your business, right? This is reactive language. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be deleting reactive language and we're going to be replacing it with proactive language. And this is fundamental in the way our mind works. Sometimes we think that, something happens and they're happening to us, right? Other people are making us feel this way. Sometimes you think, oh, this person made me feel so miserable today, when actually, really, you have the choice to decide how it is that you feel, right? So no matter what happens in the outside world, if you're being proactive, you're deciding how you're going to act, right? Instead of reacting because the outside world is telling you to act that way, right? So delete these reactive phrases, right? There's nothing I can do. Delete that. Never say that again. That's just the way that I am. Eliminate that. He makes me so mad, right? You can never say that again. They won't allow that. Throw that out. I have to do that. Flush it down the toilet. I can't. I must. If only. So all of those words that I just said, delete them. Never say those words ever again. There's nothing I can do. That's just the way I am. He makes me so mad. They won't allow that. I have to do that. I can't. I must. If only. These are all reactive languages. So we delete those, right? No invincible producer will ever say those things, right? Instead, we say proactive things. So now in your day-to-day lives, in your businesses, I want you to think, when something happens, are you being reactive or are you being proactive? And I want you to choose to be proactive, right? So now we're going to say things like this. Here's some examples of some proactive languages. Let's look at our alternatives, right? Something happens, let's look at all our alternatives. All right. I can choose a different approach. You can choose a different approach. Okay. I control my own feelings. You do, don't you? And you can say that to yourself and believe it. I can create an effective presentation. Can't you? You can create an effective presentation. You can. I know you can. I will choose an appropriate response. You can always choose an appropriate response for wherever you are. I choose. I prefer. I will. Right? So, invincible producers, they use this proactive language. When faced with making an action, they say things like, I will, I prefer, I choose. I will choose an appropriate response. I can create an effective presentation. I control my own feelings. I can choose a different approach. Let's look at all our alternatives, right? Um, So these are some habits that we form going into our production, right? So now what happens? You're going through your production, right? And something happens. Now you, as an invincible producer, know the language of being proactive, and you can go out and you can be proactive. Go, do, make, right? So uh, how does this concept, how does this commitment that we make, uh, this invincible commitment that we make of being the product of the product, right? Being proactive, being an invincible producer, how does this connect with the unified field of consciousness, right? How do we tap into unity, right? We have this aspect of yoga, right? And yoga means the yoke, right? So we have these levels to our program, right? We have five. We just created a sixth level to our program that mimic the growth in consciousness, right? So we have the level one program down here. It's like sleeping consciousness, the basic membership. You get our access to our digital publishing platform. By the way, we run one of the largest, most connected uh, content publishing platforms uh, in the world, right, on the internet. And one of the reasons why we're so successful, why we're so big, and so many people are getting results using our platform, and so many people are switching from whatever other content publishing, blogging, website things that they use to the Kalatu brand station, what we use, is because our blogs are specially designed to help you make money, right? To actually, if you have a business, if you're demonstrating a product, right, our blogs are specially designed to help you get leads and convert sales, right? So that, we want to make our members the most money possible. We want you to make more money than you've ever made in your entire life using our program, using our system. So that's kind of level one. And going through those tasks, following the 8 core commitments, everything, right? You have total knowledge, understanding the 8 core commitments. And it's kind of like, have you ever seen like an 8-pointed star, right? It's almost like the tree of life or the seed of life, but it kind of contains all knowledge in this one little seed. That's like the yolk, right? Um, and that's why I always talk about yoga when I talk about the 8 core commitments, the 8 invincibility tips. I'm actually going to throw in a bonus. There's going to be 9 invincibility tips for you. Um, but I always talk about yoga because there's 8 limbs of yoga, and they match each of these core commitments. So if you're wondering, where do these core commitments come from? Why do they feel like they're this like gift from a higher source or something? It's actually because they tap into the same frequencies, the same universal consciousness that yoga does, right? They kind of match up with all of our chakras. So we're going over the first one now. We're going to be doing this for 8 weeks. So we're going to be going over another one in these live talks for the next 8 weeks. It's a 90-day cycle. Then we're going to be doing some bonuses at the end. And giving you some extra special treats there at the end. So if you're with us now, this is an exciting time because this is actually the first in a series of 8 knowledge sessions that you're going to be getting access to. So yoga, this aspect of being a producer, right, is the same thing as yama, which is the Sanskrit name for the first limb of yoga. And yama means being an administrator who administers all of the 8 limbs, right? So we have this this totality in our practice here, and the first step, right, is to be a producer, which means to produce sales, which means to be an administrator of the program, allowing people to come into the program. And where do you find yama? Where do you find this aspect of administration in all aspects of life? So whatever program, whatever offer, whatever value you're giving to the community, to your marketplace, you can think of it with this aspect of yama, being the administrator and admitting people into your offer, into your value, into your program. And there's 5 yamas. So I'm going to give you 5 invincibility tips of how you can be an invincible administrator, right? An invincible producer, right? As we're admitting people into our production. So these 5 yamas, these 5 invincibility tips that I'm gonna give to you right now to activate the invincibility aspect of your production, of being the producer, right? They're not to control you. They're not to restrain you. They're here to uphold and support you. Okay, I want you to understand that. That's really important. And this is a sacred art. So thank you for being an artist with me. Thank you for being a scientist along with me and testing to see if these things are true, if they do work, because I love that. I love the arts and the sciences, and I think everything that we do are these both aspects, right? So yama, right? And this is stuff that I learned when I was at the Maharishi University of Management, right? This is that special consciousness stuff, right? That when you activate it, really gives you that invincible quality to go out and take your vision, your passion into the marketplace and have the most success with the least amount of energy and effort, right? So the first yama, the first invincibility tip I'm going to give you in this aspect is satya. Satya is the Sanskrit name, and it means truth that never changes. So we have a mantra here that we say, blog daily, tell others, get money. In this first aspect of blogging daily, when you're digitally publishing, when you're creating content in the media for the internet, for your audiences, right? You're creating this truth that never changes. Some people, they want to take blogs down. They're like, no, don't write it. When you publish something up there, it sticks, right? So when you do publish your content, make sure you're telling the truth, right? That's the first yama. That's the first invincibility tip is to be honest, right? This is how you become an invincible producer. It's with truth, right? That's the first thing. You have to have truth. You got that? You're gonna be honest with me? All right. You have to be honest to the marketplace. Your audience is gonna know. You can't fool people forever. You want to be invincible. You want to be around a long time. You got to be truthful, right? Okay. So the second thing is ahimsa. So this is the Sanskrit word for it, ahimsa. This means non-injury, non-harm. So the second part of our formula here, our mantra, is telling others. We blog daily, then we tell others. We do digital publishing, then we do new media marketing. So in this aspect of telling others, when we're providing our value to other people, right? Don't hurt anyone, don't harm anyone, right? This goes for for, not bothering people, right? I mean, how many people hate telemarketers or door-to-door salesmen? I mean, you think you have like, the hottest stuff in the world, so you want to just go up to everyone you meet. Give people respect, give people their space. You don't hurt anyone as you're sharing your message, right? It's for the harm of no one and the good of all, right? So you want to be an invincible producer, right? Don't be destructive in your marketing, right? And this might seem uh, obvious, but you wouldn't understand. I mean, you can see how many people write blogs just totally destroying other people. They'll write a review and they'll be like, don't listen to that, buy my thing instead, right? Don't hurt people, right? This is something that, with the Empower mentoring crew, with the Invincibility Mastermind, we're very big on this. We do everything with the intention to empower others. Okay, got that? Ahimsa, no harm, right, to anyone. Don't be that brand out there. Don't be that person writing that blog, sharing that message that is being gossipy, right? You're talking trash about other people, right? Remove that, okay? Be invincible. The third thing is asteya, which means non-stealing. So the third part of our mantra, is blog daily, tell others, and get money. So that's the last part of our formula. Some people mess that up, right? The last part is getting money, right? So we practice asteya, non-stealing, right? We don't want to take anyone's money who doesn't want to give it to us, right? We let people buy, we let people fall in love with buying from us. And if they get in and they don't want, what it is that we have, we give them their money back, right? No questions asked, no hassle, no stealing. So this is how you become an invincible producer, right? No asteya, right? So how do you, don't do those little the shady things where you maybe you can go on Fiverr or something else and you get all those clicks, and maybe you're having something false in your advertising that you're like, you don't bait and switch, right? It's pretty, you guys get this, right? Be honest, tell the truth, right? Don't hurt anyone. Don't steal anyone's money. Basic stuff, but this is the foundation that creates you as an invincible leader, as an invincible producer, right? Okay, so number 4 is brahmacharya. This is living alone, living Brahm, they call it. The fourth thing that we do is we reinvest, right? We reinvest what it is that we've done. So we've blogged, we've shared our content, we've done the digital publishing, we market it, we tell others who fall in love with what it is, the value that we have to share with them, and they decide to buy. And this all happens automatically with our process, with our funnels that we share you how to do, right? We teach you how to be better bloggers. We teach you how to do better marketing. We teach you how to get people more and more to fall in love with pulling out their credit cards and making a decision to start your program, get involved with your offer, purchase your value, right? And then once it is that we have this financial basis, right, it doesn't end there. We reinvest, right? The mechanism for genuine wealth creation is invest in your business, reinvest in your business, then invest in real estate, then invest in luxuries, right? So the fourth process here of brahmacharya, living alone, living Brahm, is really about radical self-reliance, right? In that you're not relying on any other source, you're not deviating your energy to any other source, you're investing in yourself. And this doesn't just go with, financial investments, right? This is your time, your energy, you're building your vision. You're creating your production, and you're not doing this for others, right? Because as you focus on yourself, on your own production, your own personal production, that's when you actually can benefit others the most, right? Because others are going to benefit when you produce more. Does this make sense, right? So don't go out of your way to do things for others when doing things for yourself can actually benefit others more. I hope that makes sense, because we are here to serve others, right, and assist others, but it's through our own production that we do that. So the fifth one is aparigraha, and this is non-accumulation. Right, this is the path of the yogi, right? This is the royal path to enlightenment. I'm sharing with you now how you can be a yoga of the internet, right? The yoga of digital publishing, new media marketing, and leadership development, right? Because I think it's important that we have this unity as new world leaders, right? I mean, that's really what happens when you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, and uh, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. See your income disclosure. You're going to be one of these new world leaders who's going to have this influence. So if you don't understand these invincible characteristics, that is going to be the basis for your leadership, right? At some way you're going to get stuck, right? So we want to keep you being determined, keep remembering these aspects. Non-accumulation in our sense means that you're getting knowledge, right? You're getting knowledge, you're getting knowledge, you're getting knowledge. um, Share that, right? Be a mentor, right? If you just had some success, you just learned how to do something, turn around and teach it, right? um, and you can give things away, give things to charity. Have too much money, worry about that when you worry about it. uh, you know Really what I'm saying here is, don't accumulate your knowledge and store all your knowledge to yourself. Be a teacher, be a mentor. Share information through your blogs, create products, do live talks, and help others. Give others what it is that has made you successful. Is that clear? So those are the five yamas, my five invincibility tips for you. And what happens when you acknowledge these invincibility tips, when you get in these highly successful habits, um, when you embody these personality, these psychological mindsets, right? These spiritual sets, is we create this wealth building asset. I'm not just talking about going out there and making six figures or making $1 million, getting one of those shiny white gold rings with 280, I think, diamonds that is on it. I'm not talking about getting the money. I'm talking about building the wealth building asset that's going to make you the money. So what this is a real world business education, right? As a producer, becoming the actual product of what it is that you're producing, right? You know, believing in what it is that you're making. Because, let's be honest here for, a minute. A lot of people get on the internet and they're selling things that they don't believe in. They're just, hey, I'm going to pick this up. It has a marketplace. I'm just going to pick it up and sell it. And they're not even going to go through the product. They're not going to be a model for the product. Here, what you're learning is the discipline to be a model for the product, so that when people see you, right, you're actually the product. It's actually you. They see your face, the words that come out of your mouth, the things that you share on your blogs, your vision, your passion, right? That's all the product. That's the experience that the people are having. um, so having a real world business education, right? You're not an employee anymore. It's like Toto and Dorothy. They got sucked up in a tornado. It's like they're in Oz now. You're not in Kansas anymore. You're a producer, right? You produce content. You produce marketing. You produce leaders. You produce sales. And going through this process, right, you're going to get a real world business education, which is the most important thing, right? That's the foundational uh, uh, cause, right, for your success, is your education as a business. Now, I went to school and I got a master's in business sustainability. I learned, all of the rating systems for how to rate businesses and communities on sustainability. I'm going to share with you rating system on that next, and then we're going to end this out because we're getting close to the hour. And if you got any questions, I'm going to be taking questions in a couple minutes too. So make sure you let me know if you got any questions. And in MBA, that doesn't prepare you to make money, right? You have to have an actual business education. And how you learn that is, actually getting into business. Now, we do affiliate marketing. We love affiliate marketing, so you don't have to create your own product, right, to be successful. We recommend, if you're going through this program, market and empower, right? Market the Empower Suite. We invite you to market the Empower Suite. We have a very profitable compensation plan, right? And it's something that you can believe in, and we want you to have your Empower membership for free. So I think, especially with the new the Project Titan course that we're releasing, I'm going to drop a link to that in the discussion if you're interested in Project Titan. We're doing a pre-launch webinar tonight at 9 Eastern time. You should be on that. I'm going to drop the link in the discussion for you to join that. It's 100% commission on the first sale. So you get that, and you just refer one person, and yours is free, right? So this is a real world business education that we're giving you with affiliate marketing, because you're learning about business. You're learning about how to make sales, right? And you kind of have to do that before you actually go and have your own business. You're going to be, 10 times more successful. I don't know how much more successful, but you're going to be way more successful. You can look across the board, all these statistics, people that have done affiliate marketing first before marketing other people's products, right? Before you market your own, are always way more successful, because there's so much you have to learn just as an affiliate, right? Um, so, um, being an affiliate here, right? I want you to understand what that means. We have 5 levels of our program that we offer coaching on. There's the first level I explained before. That's our technology suite, and it goes along with we have some affiliate training on the 8 core commitments. And that's like the yoke, right? Then there's the inner circle. That is our downtime education. Now you're going to start dreaming a little bit with all of your personal experiences with all of the experts that we have. It's our audio library in the inner circle. Buy that product if you haven't bought it already. The third level, now we're starting to wake up a little bit, right? It's like our third chakra, right? The solar plexus. If we're going in order like that, the top producer formula. Now we're building together, and these are the formulas, and we believe that there's actually formulas, codes, programs, universal laws that actually dictate your success, that actually dictate how things work and how things progress. So we have the top producer formula. It teaches about your production, right? How to be a top producer, be in the 1% of income earners on the internet, right? And then we have the team building formulas, level 4. It's like the heart. And this is how we open up how to work with others, how to do relationship building. Buy that product, buy all these products. And then the mass influence formula, right, is our mastery program that teaches you how to be a massive influencer in this program. So we say be all in and be fully committed to your production. If you're a producer here, you want to produce sales for all of those 5 levels, right? If you're a producer somewhere else, you want to be a producer for the entire aspect of your business. So don't think you can come in and just, sell the lower level products. You want to sell you want to be able to sell the premium packages, right? If you're going to be an invincible producer, a top producer, right? Have full knowledge, have total knowledge of all of the aspects that are there for you, right? So go all in, go through all of those products, and make high commission sales. We give you high commission sales for the sale of those products, and those are also going to teach you and train you on what you need to do to be an invincible producer in whatever passion or niche you choose, right? The course that we're going over next is going to be directly about how to create 6 figures in whatever business or passion you're into. So check the discussion just a few minutes after I get off this. I'm going to place the link for the Project Titan pre-launch. Make sure you get on that pre-launch. I can't tell you what it is, what we're doing on it. It's just going to be amazing. Like we have some seriously some expert trainers you're not going to believe come and do some breakthrough stuff you won't even believe. You have to sign an NDA to get access to that. You're going to be able to do that in just a few minutes. You guys good? You got any questions? Shout at me. Give me some hollers. Let me know how I've been doing. Do you guys get value out of this? Yeah. Tell me. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes or so, 4 minutes, giving you a sustainability rating standard for being an invincible producer. Is that cool with you? Are you down to know a standard for rating yourself on your own invincible producer? I'm serious here. This is top stuff, man. This is what, I spent $50,000 to study for an MBA to learn this stuff. So and this is my interpretations of it, because this is this is for general communities, right? But I'm going to be giving you these special objectives to look at specifically for you in your online business, being an invincible producer with this opportunity here. So the first objective that I want you to look at is I want you to be aware of your ambiance. This means when you're posting things on Facebook, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, all of the different media outlets that we use to share our production and get leads, get customers, right? That you're doing it in a way that protects your health and your integrity of the ecosystem. What do I mean by that? Is that it's not all buy, right? People hate that, right? We want to be ambient and, non-offensive. So, stick with the 80-20 rule, 80% content, value-driven digital publishing, right? And then, 20% of the marketing. So what does that mean? Only have calls to action, to your link, to your landing page, to what it is that you're selling. 1 out of 5 posts, right? I want you to be aware of that. I also want you to be aware of community traffic systems, community traffic sources. So sometimes when you're new, you're having trouble getting traffic to your website, right? And we show you tons of ways of how to get traffic to your website in our products. You're probably going to want to go through the Builder Club, go through the top producer formula, and learn more traffic getting strategies that way. We're also going to be doing some stuff like that in Project Titan, I believe. But I also want you to know that we have community traffic sources, community traffic systems. If you just want to go out and buy traffic and get 1,000 views to your targeted views to your website in a day, contact your mentor, contact your sponsor, contact me or someone on our team, and ask about that, how you can get access to these community traffic sources. I also want to raise your awareness to just being compact and complete. And I don't want you to get super distracted and go everywhere and try to do every little thing. I want you to concentrate your development on, just one blog, one vision, one passion, and then as that begins to work, scale that up, right? Because you can make a thriving digital neighborhood, right? Through your Facebook groups and communities and your blog. You're really creating a community, right? So focus in on the neighborhood and bringing in the people that can transit. They'll drive in through the social media sites to your communities and build that community, right? We're building your environment through this step, through this tip. Because as you're being a producer and you're creating content, you're marketing, you're developing leaders in your organization, you're creating this environment, right? So be compact, be complete. The next thing, the fourth thing, this is kind of like another little like tip. I'm giving you. There's going to be seven tips here for sustainable invincibility. Right? Is I want to talk about product affordability. And what we've done here is we've constructed and preserved and maintained a very diverse supply of our products. So, we have products available. People can get, started for as low as like $2 or something, something that anyone can afford. And then we also have these higher level products because we know that some people, they want the advanced stuff. They want to be making 6-7 figures. So we have, advanced things for those aspects as well. Um, uh, and I also want you to focus on, this is tip number 5. As you're growing and you're filling up these areas, right, of development, that you don't need to overextend the amount of traffic that you're getting, right? You don't need thousands and thousands of viewers, right? Thousands and thousands of hits. You only need, and this might come to a surprise to you, right? You only need one, right? The goal of business is just to make one sale, right? So you don't have to have the most beautiful blog in the world. You don't have to know everything about sales copy and traffic and everything. If you just keep it simple and you get your offer in front of the right person, right, that's going to create a sale for you, and you're going to be able to continue on. So don't sprawl all over the universe, right? You don't have to try every marketing source. You don't have to be in every social media site. If you just focus on one social media site that you like, that works for you, you can get everything that you need through that. And then you can build out slowly as that goes. Invincibility, sustainability. Tip number 6, think about public spaces, right? So you're creating this digital media for people to come and get access to your production. So you can produce sales. Create public spaces. So when you create a blog, when you create a Facebook group, a YouTube channel, these are public spaces. These are places that the public, people that don't know you, they're not your friends or anything, can come in and they can get value from what you provide, like kind of like a park, right? You have like a swing set there, maybe like a slide. That can be different parts of your content, right? Different values that you give to people through the knowledge that you're sharing. Okay, last tip, and then we're going to end this live talk. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this long. I know we're going a little bit long. I hope you guys got value out of this. Hey, and if you did get some value, please give me a shout out, either down in the discussions below or private message me, and just let me know that you got value out of this. And thank you so much for listening, because this is the stuff I'm passionate about. Like, I love reading these books and going through this information and studying this stuff. This is what I devote my life to really helping you and assisting you be able to make the best decisions for your business. So I want you to think about how you are transporting people, right? People on the internet to your product to make a purchase and buy from you, right? As an Invincible producer, this is what we do. right? So use diverse modes. Now, before I talked about, keeping it simple and not sprawling out around. Now, I want you to kind of do the opposite and think about how many different ways you can get people to your product, get people to your website, get people to buy, right? So, can people come in through Facebook? Try to think of 7, right? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat, solo ads. And, I could probably keep going, right? There's PPC, there's click shares, there's penny traffic, right? There's redirectors, right? All of these different ways. So think about your choices. That's what I'm going to leave you with, and focus on one. So those 7 tips, right, are how you're going to rate yourself on your sustainability being an invincible producer. Are you with me? All right. I've had a blast hanging out with you guys. It's just so fun doing these. I really hope that you're able to achieve your dreams, your vision, your passion. I know that if you take this information, right, and apply it and really take action, go through all of the products, right? Stay with us, stay in the program. If you are not signed up in the program yet, get started now. I think you can learn more information here. I think it's over here. You can just get started. I think I got our lovely assistant D. I call her my assistant. She actually is one of our top producers. She's an expert, but she's assisting me right now. Introduce you to the program. So watch that video right now. At least the first 2 minutes, you're going to have to listen to the beautiful and talented Dee Varengia speak, and then make the decision to just get started. Pull out your credit card, fill out the form, begin the program. You're going to meet with me or one of the mentors on our team. You're going to get introduced to the experts, and we're going to dive deep into your vision, what you want to achieve, where you want to be heading in the next 6 months, in the next year, what you want to do in the next 21 days, right? And we're going to remove all obstacles getting in your way from achieving that, and just going to jumpstart your success so that you can get to exactly where you want to be heading, with the least amount of things getting in your way, right? So make the decision right now to get started with the program, and I will see you on the next Invincibility Tips live talk. I'm James Tipton, and I think you're invincible. Stay determined.